Martell Holt has officially lost his cool, and this time, it's not just another reality TV argument. When Martell snapped on Nell and called her actions a slap in my face, fans immediately knew something deeper was going on. What really pushed Martell to the edge? Was it betrayal, jealousy, or something even more personal? Because when Martell gets angry, it's never just about one thing, and this latest explosion on Love and Marriage, Huntsville is changing everything. Known for his charm, confidence, and short temper, Martell has always been the one to speak his mind, even when it lands him in hot water. But this time, fans believe Martell may have finally reached his breaking point. What started as a small misunderstanding quickly turned into a heated confrontation that left viewers speechless. When Martell said Nell's move was a slap in my face, his tone made everyone stop in their tracks. Was it just drama for the cameras, or did something truly personal happen behind the scenes? Long before the confrontation, tension had been brewing for weeks. Martell, who's been struggling to rebuild his image after years of public scandals, a messy divorce from Melody, and constant judgment, has been fighting for peace and redemption. But when Nell, someone he trusted, did something he saw as disloyal, it hit him hard. Insiders say the issue started during a group outing where Martell expected unity among cast members. Nell, often the peacemaker, made a choice that Martell interpreted as betrayal. To outsiders, it may have seemed small, but to Martell, it was about loyalty and principle. After being burned multiple times in the past, Martell has become sensitive to anything that feels like disloyalty, and Nell's actions lit a fire he couldn't control. Social media exploded, with some fans siding with Martell, saying he's tired of being disrespected, while others accused him of overreacting. But one thing was clear: something inside Martell snapped. Their dynamic has always been complicated. Martell expects loyalty, and when he feels that trust is broken, he reacts strongly. So when Nell did something that embarrassed him publicly, he couldn't stay silent. During filming, his tension was obvious. His jaw clenched, his tone sharp, and his eyes fixed. Nell tried to calm the situation, but her calmness only fueled Martell's frustration. Then came the moment that changed everything. "That right there, Nell, that's a slap in my face," he said, and the room fell silent. It wasn't just anger. It was pain. Martell wasn't performing for the cameras. He was speaking from hurt and betrayal. Nell was shocked, trying to explain herself, but Martell wasn't ready to listen. "After everything I've been through, after everything I'm trying to rebuild, you went and did that," he said, his voice trembling between anger and heartbreak. For Martell, this wasn't about one moment, it was about trust, image, and years of feeling misunderstood. He's been working to repair how people see him, not only as a man, but as a father and businessman. Yet every move he makes is judged. When Nell, someone he thought was in his corner, sided with people he felt had wronged him, it was triggering. Later, in a behind-the-scenes clip, Martell opened up about how it felt. "When you're out here trying to change, trying to prove yourself, and someone you trust does something like that, it feels like confirmation that nobody really has your back," he said. That vulnerability revealed a side of Martell fans rarely see. Behind his strong exterior is a man who's been humiliated and misunderstood, craving respect and understanding. His pride and temper come from fear of losing respect and being seen as the same old Martell. After the confrontation, Martell reportedly told a friend, "I don't even know who I can trust anymore. Surrounded by cameras, gossip, and shifting alliances, trust has become a fragile thing." When the episode aired, social media exploded again. Some fans supported him, saying he was right to stand up for himself, while others said he overreacted and needed to learn better control. But most agreed this was one of the rawest, most emotional moments in Love and Marriage, Huntsville history. The scene went viral, with clips spreading across TikTok, YouTube, and Twitter. Bloggers, influencers, and fans analyzed every expression, every word, every tone. Some said it showed how deeply Martell values loyalty. Others called it proof that he still struggles with his emotions. Behind the scenes, producers were worried about the fallout. The tension on set was real, and meetings were held to calm things down before filming continued. Privately, Martell reflected on what happened. "I know I could have handled it better," he admitted, "but my feelings were real. And sometimes you have to stand up for yourself." After that, he made a visible effort to control his emotions and handle conflict differently in future episodes. But the impact of that moment didn't fade, it changed the cast dynamic completely. Friendships were tested, alliances shifted, and trust became even harder to come by. In the end, Martell's confrontation with Nell wasn't just another reality TV outburst. It was a mirror into his personal struggles with pride, pain, and perception. It showed a man caught between who he was and who he's trying to become, and whether fans love him or criticize him. One thing's for sure, this moment will go down as one of the most unforgettable in Love and Marriage Huntsville history. As the dust settled from Martell's explosive confrontation with Nell, the tension on set didn't fade, it simmered. The rest of the cast felt the aftershocks immediately. Conversations grew quieter when Martell entered a room. And even those who weren't directly involved began choosing sides carefully. Some of the cast members, while sympathetic to Martell's feelings, admitted privately that they were worried about his temper overshadowing his progress. Others, however, believed that Martell had every right to speak his truth. It was a line drawn not just in the sand, but in the very fabric of the Love and Marriage Huntsville circle. In the days following, Nell kept a low profile, trying to avoid further drama. But her silence only fueled more speculation online. Was she really wrong, or was Martell reading too much into the situation? Rumors began circulating that the producers were debating whether to address the issue in a reunion segment. Insiders claim that behind closed doors, Martell expressed regret not for what he said, but for how he said it. He reportedly told a crew member, "I don't want to be the angry guy anymore. I want people to see me for more than that." Those words revealed something deeper, a man aware of how his emotions could sabotage the very redemption he's been fighting for. As weeks passed, Martell started pulling back from certain cast members, focusing instead on his businesses and family. On social media, he posted more about his children and less about the show. His captions hinted at reflection and growth. Peace is expensive, but it's worth it. Fans noticed the shift, and while some questioned whether it was genuine, others applauded him for taking accountability. Melody, his ex-wife, even liked one of his posts, a small gesture that didn't go unnoticed by viewers. It was a reminder that even with all the chaos, growth was still possible. Nell, on the other hand, finally broke her silence during an Instagram Live. But firm, she explained her side of the story, saying she never meant to disrespect Martell but felt unfairly attacked. "Sometimes people project their pain on you," she said. "I think Martell is trying, but he's still healing." Her words struck a chord with fans, many of whom felt compassion for both sides. The comments section flooded with messages like, "They both need healing." And this isn't about drama, it's about growth. By the time the next episode aired, the show's tone had shifted. Viewers saw a more subdued Martell, a man grappling with the consequences of his actions. During a heart-to-heart scene with a close friend, Martell admitted, "I've been through so much that I don't even know how to react sometimes. But I'm learning." It was raw, real, and a reminder that even reality stars are still human. The confrontation with Nell became more than just a viral moment. It became a turning point. For Martell, it forced him to confront his emotional triggers and reassess the kind of man he wanted to be. For Nell, it tested her strength and patience in the face of public scrutiny. And for fans, it offered a glimpse into what happens when pride, pain, and loyalty collide on and off camera as the season moves forward. One thing is clear: Martell Holt's journey is far from over. Whether he finds peace or falls back into old patterns remains to be seen. But one thing's certain: Love and Marriage Huntsville will never be the same after that moment. It wasn't just a slap in the face, it was a wake-up call. As filming continued, the ripple effects of Martell and Nell's confrontation began to spill into other storylines, creating a noticeable shift in the Love and Marriage Huntsville dynamic. What once felt like casual tension between cast members had now evolved into an unspoken divide: those who understood Martell's reaction, and those who quietly distanced themselves to avoid getting caught in the crossfire. Even scenes unrelated to the conflict carried a new